Hey, what's up you guys? So I'm back with another video. As promised, I was actually painting and I was thinking a lot. As I was painting, I was just thinking about my life, reflecting, doing a whole lot of introspection. Well, I tend to think out loud, so I was like, I might as well record it, right? And I was just thinking about my life right now. I know that my last video was mainly to, give you guys some context regarding my divorce. And if you haven't watched that video, please go ahead and do that in order for you to sort of understand a whole lot of the points that I'm going to mention in this video. Y'all saw the title, being a 23-year-old divorcee and single mom. What does that look like for me? I think a whole lot of reparenting myself, definitely, because I'm now finally at that place where I'm not just healing anymore. I'm not just focusing on, righting the wrongs in my past, but I'm able to now rediscover myself and get to really, really know who Sisanda is. And I'm not talking about the Sisanda that you see in front of you, but I'm very much intentional about finding the version of me that God has with himself. God has been walking me through this journey, okay? And with him walking me through this journey, I have found that in me being a mom to this beautiful baby girl, I literally find myself in situations 99% of the time where I will say something to Nia, be it in, respect of discipline or just, observing her personality emerge, and I'll look at her and think to myself, that's a part of me. Hey, I know that about me. Or God will be like, that's how I am with you. Like, for instance, Nia will literally do something and I'll tell her not to do it because I know she's gonna fall or hurt herself in some way, but she continues doing it. And then she'll get hurt as much as I'll be like, oh, Nia, I told you not to do that because I knew this would happen. But I still want to give her, a whole lot of love because I'm just like, my baby's hurt, or my baby's hurt, regardless of me having told her not to do it in order to avoid that, she's hurt. And God will literally nudge me and be like, that's exactly how I am with you. Every time you feel the need to run away and you think, oh, you know what, God is probably mad at me. I'm not mad at you. I am waiting for you to come to me, to run to me, because I want to give you the warmest hug. I want to give you the greatest love, just so you know that I love you regardless of what you do, that I love you. Like, whew, child. Yes. So yeah, I think it's more accurately God reparenting me through me being Nia's mom. I think that makes more sense because that's honestly how it is. I think I have more conversations with God than I realize, because sometimes we think it's only when we sit down and we pray and we're consciously aware of our conversation or communion with God that's the only time we speak. But God is constantly speaking to us. God is constantly working in us. And so yeah, it's really been a whole lot of that for me, and that has given me so much strength. It has given me so much grace to really carry this task out, because y'all, being a single mom at my age is not easy. I am very fortunate to have worked my way to getting to the point where I'm at right now, where I have a job that enables me to work from home, so I can be present for each and every one of Niamo's milestones and not miss out on anything, any part of her growing up. But also, I think that was God's divine plan, honestly, because looking back now, I'm kind of living a life that I only dreamed of. It may not be exactly what I dreamed of, but it's the beginning. It's definitely the beginning. I see God's handprint in every aspect of my life. That's not to say that this journey has been easy just because I'm consciously aware that God's peace is with me at all times, or God is constantly guiding me. No, it hasn't been easy. In fact, I break down a lot. There will be days where I'll probably come on my channel and I'll just be honest with y'all about how I'm feeling on that particular day, and I'll just break down because it happens a lot. Sometimes it just gets a bit too much. There's a lot that I can't do as a single mom. I can't just wake up and decide, oh, okay, so today I just want to take a break from life. I can't, because I have a whole human being that's depending on me. Nia is still breastfeeding. I want to breastfeed her until she's 2, and she's currently about 17 months old. So yeah, we're almost there. However, this is not to say that I'm not happy. Also, it has been a journey where I've really had to recognize and let go of old limiting beliefs and habits. As I was painting in the corner, and Nia kept, going around the easel and bumping into it, and I got frustrated. And then Holy Spirit is like, okay, but you're frustrated because you're painting in the corner. Why are you painting in the corner? And then I started to think about that. I'm like, why am I in the corner? Like, the whole reason I haven't bought a coffee table is because I want to have this big space in my living room where Mia can play and make as big of a mess as she wants to, because that's what she does best at this point, and she doesn't have to bump into anything. But also because I wanted a space where I could feel free just laying out pages and pages of art, or like canvases, and have my paint lying all over. But I'm still stuck in an old mindset where in my aunt's house back home, when I still lived at home, where a lot of my art was made, a lot of my old art came from my aunt's garage. And her garage, obviously, it was for 2 cars, and she had 2 cars. So I only had this very small space in a corner. And so my mind is still stuck there, where I feel like I don't have enough space. And so I literally had to break from that, and thank God for, bringing that to my attention. But it's things like that where God is constantly working in me and working through me, revealing to me things that most people would think are small and petty, but those are the real things that really matter. Because if I'm thinking like that about art, which is something that is very freeing for me, and now I'm in a space that is my own, like this is literally my own space, but my mind is still stuck in a space where I don't have a space that is my own, then I can't even take hold of the blessings that God has for me. I can't even start to, grasp what it looks like to own a mansion and have my own studio in that mansion. The little things. So yeah, man, it's been a journey of really just learning to let go of limiting beliefs and breaking old patterns. And I love it because I really feel like I've never been so self-aware. And the fact that I am now is just so exhilarating. It feels like I finally have control of myself, of my person, like who I am. And I have these goals that I'm actively pursuing. I have these dreams that I'm actively going after, and it's so fulfilling. I'm really at a place where I'm able to go at my own pace, define what that looks like, and literally just stick to it, And so to get to this place, I've had to be very honest and transparent with myself and with others. I can safely say that I'm really at a place where I really don't care what anyone thinks. I've been through so much, and I've had to start over so many times that I'm not afraid to lose anything anymore. I've got nothing to lose. I realize now more than ever that everything that has happened for me, regardless of whether it's good or bad. I'm content with everything that has happened to me, everything that has, that I've been through, the rape, the molestation, the abuse, emotional, verbal, all kinds of abuse, even from my marriage, like the physical abuse. I'm over it. Like, I'm not over it, but I'm content with it. I'm not constantly going, oh, woe's me. No, I'm really content with it. Like, I really, really believe that everything happened for my good. Everything that has happened has been to, help me grow. It has been to stretch me and make me stronger and build me up emotionally, mentally, physically. Because of everything that I've been through, I am now able to communicate with other people and empathize with them. I'm now able to extend compassion from a place of, I understand what you're going through. I'm literally at a place where I'm like, okay, you know what? See, Sanda, it may have been really bad. It may have, gotten really, really dark at some point, but you made it out. I've been homeless, guys. So for me to be able to call this space my own space is a big deal for me. I think a lot of people had a whole lot of presumptions about who I am, because someone said to me the other day that I look so put together. And I asked them what that means. They're like, no, you just look like, you look rich. You look like you have this elegance about you. You look like you have your shit in order, basically. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I look like that, but I don't always have my shit together. I don't always. I fall apart. And when I do, I disappear. If you've been around me long enough, you'll know that whenever I'm, going through it, I'll withdraw. And I'm not afraid to do that. I used to be like, especially because I was, really trying to grow in the art industry. I'm like, okay, you know what? If I disappear, my followers are gonna, think some way about me. I really don't care, guys. Like, my mental health means more to me than what your opinions do. Like, I'm really at that place where I'm like, who's for me will always be for me, no matter what. Because at the end of the day, I'm human. And if you can't understand that as a fellow human, then you don't give a shit about me. You don't care about me. Especially if you're not going to be the same person that reaches out to me and helps me go through that season of my life where I need, support. So if you can't support me, then you don't deserve me coming up here anyway, pretending I have my shit together. No, man. Ew. So with that understanding of self, I have no regrets. I really have no regrets. I don't regret getting married. I don't regret falling in love as fast as I did. I don't regret being married to that person. I don't regret the divorce. I don't regret anything. Like, everything was literally working for my good. Everything that has happened to me has led me to this point where I am today and has given me even greater perspective for my future. So I have no regrets. I really don't. The things that I've been through have really opened my eyes to who I am. I think being in that situation, being in my marriage, and being able to be like, yo, Sisanda, but no, you deserve better. And being courageous enough to actually go for better, to actually be like, you know what, I'm willing to let go of this, regardless of whether or not I know what the future looks like. I don't know if I'll ever remarry again. I don't know if I'll ever find someone who will love me again, but I'm gonna take the risk anyway. That's a big thing for me. That is a big deal for me, because a lot of people are afraid to. A lot of people are afraid to take the chance. I really had to get to a place where, as I was maturing in Christ and recognizing my worth, I would be able to be like, okay, you know what? This looks nothing like what God promised you. Are you gonna settle and try to change a goat into a cow, or are you actually gonna leave? Are you actually gonna leave and go for gold, go for what God has showed you as yours? It's one thing to know that you deserve better, and it's a completely different story to actually go for better. Does that mean I have no fears? Absolutely not. I had a whole lot of fears before leaving. I had a whole lot of fears before leaving, and I've mentioned a few of them, but I think I was more afraid of not becoming all that God has called me to be. Because I remember there was a time where I was really frustrated with my ex-husband, and I was frustrated with him because he was so complacent. Like, he was so comfortable. Like, he didn't want more. He was okay with us living in a one-bedroom apartment. He just didn't want more for himself, and therefore he didn't want more for us. And I did, and I didn't understand why he didn't want more, so I was frustrated with him. And I had to get to a place where I'm like, okay, Sisanda, so are you gonna stay here and just, keep settling, or are you actually gonna go out there and become all that God has called you to be? And that's what I was more afraid of, not reaching my fullest potential, not fulfilling all the dreams that I had. And that is the very same fear that propelled me into, my present, and which I'm still using as a vehicle to push me forward to my future, Focus time. Another thing I was afraid of was starting over, which is crazy because that's something I've always had to do. Like, guys, I've had to start over so many times in my life. It's just like second nature anymore. Like, I think I've just gotten to a place where I'm okay that nothing lasts forever. Like, I've made peace with that. Nothing lasts forever, and I try by all means to just live in every moment and get everything I can get out of it, because I know that every moment is precious and it's time that I'll never get back. And so why not serve it while it lasts? So yeah, those are some of the fears that I had before leaving and during the whole leaving part, the whole transition into this new season. I had a whole lot of feelings of failure. I felt like I failed, I really felt like I failed, and it's something that took me a very long time to work through, because I was one of those people like, I'm only getting married once. I'm not. I have no intentions of getting a divorce. Like, that word is not even in my vocab. And that's why I was so confident going to, sign with this guy and be like, listen, I am risking it all for you. I am putting it all on the line for you. And hoping that he was too. So yeah, I really felt like I failed. I felt like I failed God, because God hates divorce, right? But also God hates his children being unhappy too. So yeah, I came to a place of contentment about that too, and a resolute place, I guess, where I was able to really have an honest conversation with God and be like, it was never my intention to, walk out or to disappoint you or to just give up. But I fought for that relationship. I tried every possible avenue, and it was just very one-sided. And when you're the only person constantly pulling all the weight, eventually it all falls on you. And I had to stop drowning. And God really pulled me out, and he reassured me that he wasn't angry at me or anything like that. That if anything, he was proud of me, because I was able to seek first the kingdom and choose Christ and put his will and purpose for my life before my own ambitions. A lot of people assume that if you're the one that leaves, it means that you gave up or you didn't care enough. No. In fact, it's harder to leave. A lot of people, we might want to glorify the person who was left and be like, oh, if they leave you, let them go. Guys, it's not easy leaving. It's not easy leaving, especially for me, because I had a child. Like, I'm not just leaving by myself now. I'm leaving with this little human who is now going to grow up in the very same way that I grew up and never wanted for her. But I mean, I turned out okay. I didn't turn out perfect. No one's perfect. I turned out okay. So yeah, like, it was really a whole lot of God having to remind me that I didn't fail, that he's not angry at me, and that if anything, I won. I'm on the winning side, because now I'm at a place where I know that I deserve more, and I'm not afraid to go for it. And I am brave enough and I have enough faith to believe that there definitely is more for me out there, and taking the necessary steps in acquiring that or attaining that. Yeah. And for me, that really looked like getting rid of childish ways. Understanding that I did not fail meant that I also had to expose and uproot any seed of bitterness that I had in my heart, be it towards my ex-husband, towards myself, regarding like any kind of resentment I was holding even towards myself. I had to literally expose that and allow God to uproot that and remove it from my heart, so that I could operate from a place of operate from a place of purity, operate from a place of love, And so yeah, I had to really do the work with the help of a therapist, of course. I had to really do the work in being intentional about every single day of my life and taking it one day at a time. I really take it one day at a time. I know what that looks like now, because that's something I really struggled with. That's something I really struggled with for the longest time. I was always, living in the future. So much so that I constantly had to have people remind me that, yo, Sisanda, you're only 23. Sisanda, you're only 22, So now I'm at that place where I'm literally in tune with self. And this return to self is so rewarding, because I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I've arrived. No, it's a journey. But now I have a better understanding of my self-image. And that's something that really took a beating in my marriage, my self-image, guys. Like, the betrayal was so bad that, yeah, it really turned me against me, because I started to look at myself and not him. Because, I don't know, for some odd reason, he became a reflection of me. It was like when I was looking at him, I would see myself. And I was so bitter, and I was so angry, and I was so hateful, towards that whole situation. And that in turn looked like me hating myself, because I had made the decisions and the choices that put me in that situation. And so I really had to have God renew my self-image and really open my eyes to seeing myself as the new creation that is in Christ. As I was finding my being in Christ, I recognized that you really do attract what you are. You attract what you are, be it in your relationships, romantic or not, your friendships, you attract what you are. And a lot of people want to argue that, no, I don't, but I'm not a mean person. I'm a sweet person. Why do I always attract people that are mean to me? Maybe there's a part of you that is mean to yourself, that is being reflected in others, which you keep attracting, but you aren't even recognizing that. Let me give you an example. For instance, my self-image was largely bashed by the fact that he lied so much. And I remember sitting with myself and thinking, God, having this conversation with him, like, but I'm not a liar. If anything, I hate lies. Like, I hate it when people lie because I feel like I'm the most understanding person. I've been through a lot of shit and I've made enough mistakes to be able to understand that anyone can make any kind of mistake. So I don't understand why a person would lie to me. And God was like, maybe it's not about the lying. Maybe it's more so about the reason behind why he lied. And I remember a time where I asked him, like, but I don't get why you feel the need to lie to me. And he said, when we started, I honestly felt like I didn't deserve you. And so I was trying to maintain this perfect relationship that we had in the beginning. And I felt like me telling you the truth would take from that. And so he was basically just trying to maintain a false sense of security, a false sense of a peaceful relationship, I guess, by lying, by hiding the truth, by concealing the truth. And so I was like, okay, what does that mean? And God was like, okay, look at yourself. Whenever you go through a lot of stuff or you feel overwhelmed, you withdraw. And then you come back and act like everything is all good. You come back and you basically put on a show and you want to show people that I'm strong. And there's nothing wrong with, taking time away to, really work on yourself privately. There's really nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. However, with me, it was more so a thing of, I saw it as a weakness. I saw breaking down in front of people as a weakness. So I would go away, withdraw completely to fix myself in order to come back and present this image of me that I felt like, you know what, this is what makes me strong. I saw strength in that. And I felt like me breaking down was complete weakness because I hadn't come to a place of resolve regarding my shame, the shame of my past, the shame of my trauma, the guilt I was carrying. I hadn't resolved those issues. And so I was covering that up. Since I attracted what I attracted a man who was so desperate to live a lie, because that's what it was. I was, living a lie. Me constantly showing up when everything seems a-okay is not the truth. I'm human. I break down. I fail a lot. That's what makes me who I am. That's how I grow. That's how God, matures me, even in the spirit, by making mistakes. But getting up is what matters. And people need to see not just the getting up part, but the part where you fall as well. That's also what makes you. The story even sweeter, the testimony even sweeter, Because imagine if I wasn't sharing this story with you, I'm sure that maybe at least one person who's going to watch this video is going to feel like they can relate to what I'm saying and maybe draw a lesson or a strength from me sharing my experience. People need that because I'm not the only one in the world who is going through what I'm going through. I'm not the only one. And so even if it's just for that one person, then so be it. It's okay to break down. It's okay to start over. It's okay to fail. That's how you grow. That's how you become better, So God really was showing me that. I'm like, okay, yeah. I think that's also why I'm at a place where I'm like, okay, yeah. Okay, sharp. So it happened. I learned a lot of lessons. I have a lot of, I have a bag of lessons that I'm taking with me into the future, into every aspect of my life. So yeah, man, it's things like that. You attract what you are. So whenever someone betrays you or whenever someone hurts you or whenever you feel like you're being treated in a way that you don't feel like you deserve to be treated, sometimes it's really just people just being, people. But sometimes, especially if it's very personal, maybe do some reflecting, maybe do some introspection and check to see if there are any parts of you that are reflecting that out, because people are mirrors. People are mirrors. That's why even when you have greatness inside of you, certain people will just be drawn to you. You'll have people giving you titles that you don't even feel like you're worthy of because they see that in you. You're reflecting that. You may not be consciously aware yet, but maybe when someone looks at you, they see the next best model, like the next Kendall Jenner, Maybe when someone sees you, they see the next Beyonce because you're so talented, but you're just downplaying it because you're not fully aware. You haven't fully awakened to who you really are. So people are mirrors. And so whenever you find yourself in that situation, don't just react. Take time to actually, reflect and be like, okay, is there a part of me that is giving off this vibe? Am I radiating this specific vibe, even if it's good? Am I oozing greatness? Is that why great people are just attracted to me? Do that. You attract what you are. So become better so you can attract better. Single motherhood. It's been beautiful. It's not easy. In fact, it is the hardest thing that I've had to do. It is the most testing thing I've had to do in every aspect of the word, in every way, shape, and form. It is hard being a single mother. Not because my baby is hard to deal with. No, she is. In fact, I think Nia is so graceful. Like, my baby is so understanding and she's not unreasonable. She doesn't cry a lot. She only cries when she is cranky because she's teething. And when she's hungry or when she feels like I'm not paying attention to her because I'm distracted because I have to work and attend to her literally all day every day. But she's not unreasonable. Mia is very understanding. She's very self-sufficient. She can literally just go to her play mat and play, or I let her make her mess because I can always clean it up later, But yeah, like, she's definitely a sweetheart. However, it's not easy raising a child by yourself. There was a time where I felt like having a child was really the end of my life, especially so young, because people my age are doing a lot of stuff that I'm not able to do. But at the same time, I'm like, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever had to do. In fact, I want more kids. I honestly want more kids. I feel like if I were to remarry in the next, 2-3 years, I'd start making babies right away. I love children, guys. I come from a very big family. My grandmother had 8 children. And so, yeah, like, I have more than 26 cousins. I say 26 because last time I counted, they added up to 26. I have a lot of cousins, I come from a very big family. And so I want a big family. I want that for myself. I want a big family. And I love children. But that's not to say that raising a child is easy. It's not bump and play, shame. It's not child's play at all. It is hard. It is hard. It is hard, especially because for some odd reason, men feel like they have a choice when it comes to this parenting thing. Hey, like you visiting your child is you doing me a favor, can't you? But anyway, that's a story for another day. I do get help from my mom whenever she can, however she can. My mom is one of those really cool people who come to visit and she never comes empty-handed. Like, I know when my mom is coming to visit, my fridge will be full. Okay, I know when my mom is coming to visit, like, it's just gonna be nice. I'm in such a better place with my mom, guys. I have such a better relationship with her now. And I think a lot of it had to do with mi amor, me having a child and her feeling like, she can maybe correct or right some wrongs through raising her and being there for her. Yeah, it's so much better now. We go on dates, we literally call each other every day. We do video calls every day. And yeah, like, we share even the smallest things. She goes on jogs every morning and she'll improve, like, maybe today she'll do 9K and then tomorrow she'll do 10 kilometers, and I'll be like, hey, nice improvement, and we'll talk about it. Like, it's so much better. We're in such a better place now. And yeah, man, I do definitely have the support of my mom and my family in general. Obviously I'm alone in Joburg, so they can only assist me so much because I'm in Joburg, and so there is that distance barrier. However, they're very supportive. They check up on us every chance they get. And yeah, also single motherhood looks like me constantly discovering new parts of me. Like I said earlier, that Nia's personality emerging helps me to recognize aspects of me in her where I'm like, hey, I do that. Or she'll do something strange. I'm like, what she? I'm like, wait, I do that. Why do I do that? Things like that. So I'm one person who is really not afraid to confront their emotions. I'm not afraid to deal with what I'm thinking or what I'm feeling. If anything, I always see it as a challenge. I'm always going for it. I guess being a single mom has really made me realize that I'm really strong. Like, I've had people tell me that because of all that I've overcome and whatever, but I'm really strong, guys. Like every time I go to bed, I think to myself, sheesh, another thankless day, because no one's thanking me for doing half the shit I'm doing, but I did it, you know? I did it. I didn't know how I was going to do it when I woke up and I was thinking about the list of things to do, but I did it nonetheless, you know? I got everything done. I worked, I attended my meetings, I made sure Nia is fed as often as she needs to be fed. Her diaper's changed as often as it needs to be changed. She's bathed, she's happy, she's healthy. I'm fed, I'm happy, I'm healthy. The place is cleaned. I cooked. I, delivered on all my deadlines at work. Like, I don't know how I do it, but I'm happy about it. I'm running a business on the side. Listen, I'm proud of me. I'm really strong. I'm really, really strong, So yeah, man, and just realizing that there's absolutely nothing wrong with thanking yourself first. It's not arrogance. It's not blowing your own horn. It's exactly what you need. It's called self-love. It's called self-appreciation. It's called self-validation, which is what every individual needs to cultivate in this life. It's okay to thank yourself first. You deserve it. Only you know what it takes to do the things you do. So you better give yourself the credit that's due to you. Applaud me first. So yeah, man. I will definitely be doing maybe spend the days with me, or spend a day with me, or like a weekly vlog or something like that. So I can basically just take you guys through what a typical week in my life looks like as a single mom. So yeah, if you really enjoyed this upload, please go ahead and be a darling and subscribe to my channel. You are very welcome to reach out to me on Instagram or whatever, even if you just want to say hello. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching till the end. I appreciate you. God bless and be with you always. I love you. Mwah.